10.
Good evening, I'm Susan Hirasuna. Christmas lights aglow outside director Rob Reiner's Brentwood home tonight. Inside, 2 people are found dead. And tonight we can confirm the famed director and his wife were murdered. Fox 11's Rachel Aragon is live near the crime scene in Brentwood, and here is what she's learned so far. Rachel?
Yeah, it's such a tragic story here unfolding in what usually is a quiet neighborhood here in Brentwood. We know right behind us, though, it's hard to tell, but the home of Rob Reiner and his wife, Michele. LAPD, as of this hour, from a press conference just about an hour or so ago, not confirming the identity of those 2 people found dead inside. But we know from multiple sources, as well as TMZ, reporting that those 2 are, in fact, director and actor Rob Reiner and his wife, Michele. We also know Mayor Karen Bass just a few minutes ago releasing a statement confirming the news that the 2 inside, Rob Reiner and his wife, she's saying and calling this a terrible loss for our city and our country. TMZ also reporting that the couple was found with wounds consistent with a knife. Again, Susan, a tragic story as we learn more and more throughout the evening of what unfolded here on Hanover Street and South Chadbourn Avenue. Reiner, as we all know, is known for his beloved TV and film credits like Princess Bride and All in the Family. LAPD Chief Deputy, though, also saying earlier they're still very early in this investigation and calling this, as of right now, a death investigation. Now, during a press conference, members of the media asked him directly, LAPD Deputy Chief, if a family member was responsible for the death of these 2. And here's what he had to say.
In terms of someone that may have information regarding what happened inside the residence, we're not going to release that information. That'll be part of the investigation.
We've confirmed. Were there other family members living?
There's been no reports from the neighbors regarding hearing anything or seeing anything that we can release to the public.
Were there other family members residing inside the house besides Carl and his wife?
I don't have that information.
Timeline of this murder.
We haven't established that yet. We will establish that soon, and then that'll be part of the investigation.
Cause of death.
The part that is publicly releasable, we will release. The cause of death will be released by the LA County coroner.
Are you looking into them being stabbed?
We're looking into getting the information from the LA County coroner when it's available. Somebody had a question. Yes, ma'am.
Did they say where in the home they were found?
We didn't say.
Were any weapons found at the scene?
We didn't say anything about weapons either.
And as you can tell right there, very little new information coming out from LAPD. I also want to say that LAPD said as of right now, no one has been detained in this investigation. They say they're still conducting interviews, not just with family members, but also neighbors here in Brentwood. Now, back here live, Susan, something I thought stood out to me, though, just how early this investigation is. The LAPD deputy chief saying they're still working on obtaining a search warrant for the home. When they can obtain that, that's when they can finally go inside and really do a deep dive in terms of investigation and find evidence inside and outside the home. But again, very early in this investigation as LAPD works to get that search warrant.
Well, you heard the whole news conference, Rachel. It was kind of frustrating, wasn't it? He danced around a lot of questions.
He really did, and one thing that was also asked during that press conference was the manner of death of these 2 people. How did they die, or really just what was the condition or state they were found in? That also was not answered during that press conference.
All right, but TMZ is reporting something rather disturbing. Do you know that report?
Yes, we do. In fact, they mentioned lacerations and what looks like could be knife wounds again. So it's interesting to see how this will play out. We do know LAPD is saying they'll have some kind of update for us, of course, tomorrow. But as of right now, they're staying pretty tight-lipped when it comes to the condition that those 2 were found inside that home.
Rachel Aragon, thank you so much for your reporting. Rob Reiner's family released a statement tonight. It is with profound sorrow that we announce the tragic passing of Michele and Rob Reiner. We are heartbroken by this sudden loss, and we ask for privacy during this unbelievably difficult time. And more breaking news out of Sunland now. A multiple vehicle crash on the westbound 210 leaves 1 person dead, 9 others injured. Skyfox above the scene near the Sunland Boulevard exit. Officials say up to 8 vehicles were involved, with 3 people in critical condition. All westbound lanes are currently shut down as crews respond. At least 15 people are dead, including a child, and dozens injured after 2 shooters opened fire during a Hanukkah celebration on Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia. Victims' ages range from 10 to 87 years old. Tonight, 40 people are in the hospital. Authorities say the shooters were a father and son duo. Officials say the 50-year-old father is dead and his 24-year-old son is in critical condition. Tonight, the Simon Wiesenthal Center, based in L.A., released a statement calling out Australia's government, saying in part, "Let us be clear, Australia's intelligence and law enforcement professionals are capable. The failure here is political. This collective failure to recognize and respond to anti-Semitism has now resulted in the cruel mass murder of innocent members of Australia's Jewish community." And across Southern California tonight, Jewish leaders are condemning the attack, including California Congresswoman Laura Friedman, who joined a Hanukkah celebration in Glendale tonight.
And to also recommit to calling out all forms of hatred, especially at this time anti-Semitism, which has been growing like a scourge across this country and across the globe, that we cannot be silent in the face of that kind of hatred. But tonight is about resiliency of the Jewish people, resiliency of human people.
Meantime, local law enforcement is boosting patrols at Jewish facilities and Hanukkah events following today's tragedy in Australia. Jewish leaders say the shooting highlights a global rise in anti-Semitism. Fox 7's Haley Winslow reports.
It is an outrage, but it's not shocking, especially not with Australia.
Angry, but not surprised. That's how Rabbi Abraham Cooper describes the horrific Sydney massacre. Cooper is the Associate Dean and Director of Global Social Action for the Simon Wiesenthal Center, headquartered in LA and dedicated to combating anti-Semitism worldwide. He says last year, after a series of violent incidents in Melbourne, he met with Australia's ambassador. The center later issued a travel advisory warning Jews against visiting Australia because of growing safety concerns.
They just didn't get it. They didn't take it seriously. And now we have a target attack on Jewish people on the eve of the Festival of Lights that didn't have to happen.
A few months ago, we told you about Maganam, a grassroots security organization recognized for excellence by the Department of Homeland Security and the only group of its kind in the nation. They use advanced AI and coordinate directly with law enforcement, often arriving at suspicious scenes before police. Rabbi Yoshi Elefort tells us they've mobilized teams and boosted patrols citywide ahead of Hanukkah events, working closely with LAPD and other agencies. His statement reads in part, "Our teams continue to train and empower secure Jewish communities with strength and unwavering dedication. We will rise to the occasion, as we have since the original story of Hanukkah, and fight for our right to live and practice in peace."
There's a lack of recognition that this is a global campaign against Jews. I think this is the key. When you're dealing with terrorists and their sponsors, when they see or feel weakness, you give them a finger, they're going to take everything else in the arena. And that's exactly what's happened.
As Jews celebrate Hanukkah, the rededication of the Holy Temple in Jerusalem, Rabbi Cooper has this message for Los Angeles, home to one of the largest Jewish communities in the world.
We're not going to be pushed around.
Haley Winslow, Fox 11 News.
In Panorama City, a vigil earlier tonight for a U.S. Marine who was killed in a violent crash Friday night. 26-year-old Adrian Carrillo and his girlfriend were both killed. The driver of a minivan also died, and the passenger in the van remains in critical condition tonight. Investigators say the driver who caused all of this is still on the run. Still to come, we'll check in with Star Harvey for a look at what you can expect for your weather to start your week. Plus, holiday shoppers are experiencing sticker shock at the register this season. Plus, a vigil tonight at Brown University for the students killed on campus Saturday. We'll have the latest on the suspect next. The Who's of Whoville ultimately learned Christmas is about more than material things. That sentiment may be making a comeback this year as consumers experience sticker shock at price tags this holiday season. Fox's Connor Hansen reports.
With less than 2 weeks to go until Christmas, many Americans say it's not the Grinch stealing the holiday this year, but high holiday prices. A new AP NORC poll finds most adults feel like they're paying more than ever for gifts, groceries, and everything else. And that's got them feeling green.
It's not just about inflation rates. It's about the price level. And people still say things cost too much.
About half say they are delaying more big purchases than they usually would, and 4 in 10 are pulling more from their savings this year. 2/3 of Americans say the economy is in poor shape. That's unchanged from this time last year. The sour consumer sentiment comes at an inconvenient time for President Trump.
Some voters are putting them on the naughty list, and there's a question of how we can get on the nice one.
Frustrated by the polls and criticism from the left, the president claims the economy is doing better than ever.
Our prices are coming down tremendously from the highest prices in the history of our country.
But experts say the middle class is feeling their wallets get pinched.
As prices have gone up, their wages haven't gone up, so they're going to be on a tighter budget.
The White House says people will start to feel the effects of its economic policy much more next year, but the poll shows only about 2 in 10 people think things will get better. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Weather is sponsored by American Career College.
We are starting off with a live look here from the Mount Wilson camera out into the LA basin. This view a lot different than what we saw just yesterday. Now today we do still have some high level clouds out there, but we are able to subtract some of that fog that really did take over the first part of our Saturday. Getting through the remainder of our Sunday here, we are expecting to not just be on the dry side, but also beautiful conditions out here. We do have mostly clear skies to get us through the remainder of our Sunday evening here. Now, our air quality, it has been in effect, I'd say, since the late part of last week, and it did roll through our weekend. This is going to be in effect until midnight tomorrow. And why? Because we do have a wood burn ban. It is going to be across all of our highlighted blue region here. In addition to that, our air quality alert was in place at the same time that our dense fog advisory was in place. The dense fog has been lifted, but we do still have some issues with our visibility. The conditions along our coast have improved, but into some of our interior sections inland across portions of the the Inland Empire, stretching down through Santa Ana, we do show visibility under 7 miles. And of course, just be safe if you're going to be out there. We should see that dissipating, moving over into tomorrow morning. Now, temperature wise, we are in the 50s as well as the 60s. We got 53 right now in Diamond Bar. It's feeling a little bit warmer down in Anaheim at 58, 56 up in Burbank. LAX coming in at 60 degrees. Our winds, they have been behaving all weekend. We are fairly calm across the area. We do have a northerly flow out of Malibu, moving at about 15 miles per hour. Now, again, as we move into tonight, we do have some areas that will hold on to some of that fog out there, but most of us should be under mostly clear skies, and with that, our temperatures will fall into the 40s as well as the 50s. Palmdale, Lancaster, a big chunk of the Antelope Valley dropping down into the 30s. We'll have 30s in Victorville as well. Slightly cooler into the mountains, 25 in Big Bear. When I get back, we'll look at our 7-day forecast, but also a chance for some rain moving in here for our Christmas holiday week. All that coming up. For now, Susan, back to you.
Thanks very much, Star. Well, the new year is right around the corner, and with it comes new laws here in California. Coming up, we'll break down some of those new laws and how they might affect you. That's next. It's time to look ahead to the new year and the new laws set to take effect here in California. California car buyers are getting new protections. Senate Bill 766 allows consumers to return a used car within 3 days of purchase and ensures better pricing transparency. Dealers must disclose full costs up front and can no longer charge for useless add-ons like free oil changes for electric vehicles. Assembly Bill 628, good news for renters. The law will require rental units to have a working stove and refrigerator for cooking and food storage to be considered suitable for tenants. However, this rule won't apply to certain housing types like permanent supportive housing. Starting in January, stores will only be allowed to offer recycled paper bags at checkout, following the 2014 ban on single-use plastic bags. Stores can charge at least 10 cents per bag, with the funds going toward costs like compliance and education. Consumers, however, won't be required to buy a bag. Another new law caps the cost of insulin at $35 for a 30-day supply for most people with state-regulated health plans. It also bans so-called step therapy, which required patients to try other drugs first as a prerequisite for insulin coverage. The law also eliminates deductibles on insulin prescriptions for many plans. And Assembly Bill 49 aims to protect student privacy by restricting immigration enforcement on school campuses. It would require officers to present a warrant to enter non-public areas and prevent schools from sharing student or family information without parental consent or a court order. Still to come, a look back at the life and legacy of Rob Reiner with Sharon Waxman from The Wrap. Plus, an overnight house fire turns into a deadly deputy-involved shooting. What authorities say led to gunfire. That's coming up. And holiday magic at a local Target, where LAPD officers stepped in to help kids check off their wish list and spread some seasonal cheer as well. That's coming up next.
You're watching the Fox 11 News at 10.
Welcome back. Here's a look at some of today's top stories. Deputies shot and killed a man after responding to a house fire in Moreno Valley early this morning. Authorities say the suspect, found in the backyard, pointed a gun at deputies. He later died at the hospital. No one else was injured. The investigation ongoing. CHP is mourning the loss of one of its own. Officer Eric Voss has died after an off-duty motorcycle crash. The crash happened yesterday morning. CHP says he passed earlier today while surrounded by his family. Officer Voss was from Altadena and is being remembered as a respected colleague and valued member of the CHP family. Redlands police are investigating a potential hate crime targeting a Jewish family. Police say someone shot at them with an airsoft gun, targeting them specifically because of their festive home decorations celebrating Hanukkah. No one was injured. But our top story tonight, director and actor Rob Reiner and his wife found dead in their Brentwood home tonight. Here's a look back on the iconic director's body of work. He was born Robert Norman Reiner in the Bronx, New York. He was the eldest son of comedy legend Carl Reiner. Here he's pictured with his father and his eldest son, Jake. Reiner first achieved national stardom playing Michael Stivic, a.k.a. Meathead, on All of the Family. The role earned him 2 Emmy Awards.
I mean, haven't you ever gotten anything you didn't ask for?
From there, he launched his wildly successful career behind the camera. Between 1984 and 1992, he directed the films that are still revered today. The mockumentary This Is Spinal Tap.
Yes! Yes! Oh!
When Harry Met Sally and Princess Bride, to name just 3.
Truly, you have a dizzying intellect.
Wait till I get going. Where was I?
In 2019, he reunited with the stars for the 30th anniversary of When Harry Met Sally. Reiner was also known for his activism in politics. He was for early childhood education. He was against Prop 8, which banned same-sex marriage. He was also strongly anti-Trump and known for his support for Democrats such as Al Gore, Hillary Clinton, and Joe Biden. Most recently, he was seen on various shows actively promoting his new film, Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. Well, for more on this story and the legacy of Rob Reiner, let's welcome in Sharon Waxman from The Wrap. And Sharon, how will you remember Rob Reiner?
Well, he was just a very kind person. He was a presence in Hollywood, kind of everywhere over the past very many years. He lived, as we know, in Brentwood, which is where this tragedy has occurred. And so you'd see him out and about in restaurants and people would stop by his table and talk to him, and he was always very friendly. And he was also very involved in politics and social causes that he believed in, as your story just said. So you'd see him at just those kinds of events, and he was very engaging. He liked to talk about politics. He liked to talk about current affairs. He was a really open guy.
Indeed, and for decades he's been in the Hollywood scene. So Sharon, what was your favorite movie of his?
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, first of all, I'm still reeling from this really kind of mind-bending news and this tragedy. And but I have to say, I mean, The Princess Bride is one of so many people's favorite movies, and I don't know how many times that I've seen it. It's on cable TV all the time. There's clips of it all the time, and
people quote from it all the time.
From it all the time. Montoya, Mandy Patinkin will replay the scene of his dying in The Princess Bride. So, but also Harry Met Sally is such a classic. I mean, he just contributed so much to our filmic history. But then, of course, before he became a director, he also was this iconic character on All in the Family, which some of your viewers may not remember because they may be too young. But he was a constant presence in people's living rooms for years as this liberal son-in-law of Archie Bunker, the kind of archetypal bigot. And the joke was always, of course, on us as Norman Lear did this show, and I think also really created a real bond between Norman Lear and Rob Reiner, who also picked up the baton of many of the social issues that Norman Lear treated in his television shows and brought it with him into his film career and into his social activism.
Indeed. I think of When Harry Met Sally, and perhaps it's not well known that it was actually his mother that delivered the iconic line, "I'll have what she's having."
Yes, that's right. Who can forget that? So, you know, it feels like such an unfitting end to a beloved member of the creative community in Hollywood. And of course, there's a whole police investigation that needs to follow, and many suggestions that perhaps this was a family, personal tragedy. And if so, our hearts really go out to the Reiners and to all of their friends.
Absolutely. Perhaps it is a little too soon to celebrate his legacy, but at the same time, you know, people need to be reminded how much he had such an impact in Hollywood. And let's talk a little bit about the investigation, because LAPD in that news conference, very careful to talk about a possible suspect. In fact, all that you could really divine from that was the idea that the rest of the community need not worry, which sort of speaks to what you say, that perhaps this is a family affair, if you will. So do you know anything else, or is there anything that you want to say that, you know, that is leading police in a certain direction?
Well, it was surprising that the chief of detectives, Alan Hamilton, gave so little information outside the house, because Mayor Bass has already confirmed that he wouldn't even confirm that it was Rob and Michele Reiner who were in the house deceased, which Mayor Bass has confirmed. And in addition, it's apparently a homicide, which he also would not say. So I believe there are procedural measures that needed to be taken. He said that they were waiting for a warrant to arrive, and made clear that they had not been in the house after the initial police arrival when they were called and they found the bodies, that they were waiting for a warrant to go in and actually conduct an investigation. And he was being very careful to say they were going by the book. He would not respond to questions about whether a family member was involved. So what I can tell you, of course, the Reiners had a broad network of friends in the industry, and so we are reporting on this from that side as well. And our sources have confirmed that they were found with knife wounds, tragically, in their home. And also, I interviewed a couple of the neighbors who said that, you know, the house really, one of them said, the house is a fortress. You really can't get in there without someone letting you in. So also the fact there were no helicopters, no drones, no sign of any manhunt whatsoever. So that really leads you to think that some of this other reporting that's out there, that it might have been a family member involved, has some truth to it, but this has not been confirmed by any official sources.
Indeed, more to come. Sharon Waxman, thank you so much for joining us from The Wrap. And a vigil was held in Providence, Rhode Island this evening to give community members an opportunity to mourn the loss of those who were killed during a mass shooting at Brown University on Saturday. Authorities say a person of interest has been detained, but they have not released his name. There have been reports he's a 24-year-old man from Wisconsin who had served in the Army. Fox News correspondent C.B. Cotton has more.
After an hours-long manhunt, police detaining a person of interest in a mass shooting at Brown University that killed 2 students and wounded several others.
We have basis enough to bring somebody in based on a lot of different facts.
The FBI says it used cellular geolocation data to track the individual, a person in their 20s, to a hotel in Coventry, Rhode Island, early Sunday morning.
It could have been someone at that hotel who saw this person come in, maybe no baggage,
dressed in a certain way and could have, made a call to the tip line.
Investigators released this video of the suspected shooter leaving the scene just after 4 p.m. Saturday. According to a law enforcement official, the shooter used a handgun and fired more than 40 9mm rounds into a classroom in the engineering building during final exams. Police also reportedly recovered 2 loaded 30-round magazines.
We're coordinating with the Attorney General's office. We're working very closely with them. We're collecting evidence. We're in the process also of interviewing individuals.
Sunday morning, the lockdown at Brown was lifted after a more than 12-hour shelter-in-place order. The university says some 2,000 students were evacuated overnight.
I'm a senior now, and I think, all things considered, I think I have to go home and give my family a hug.
Brown's provost says all final exams are canceled, and students are now free to leave for winter break. In Providence, Rhode Island, CB Cotton, Fox News.
A Target store became the site of some holiday magic this week. LAPD officers joined dozens of kids for a special shopping trip made possible through a program known as Heroes and Helpers. Fox 7's Coco McAvoy was there.
Hey there, it's the holiday season, so it's the perfect timing for Target's Heroes and Helpers program that partners with LAPD here. And all of the kids are so excited to get their holiday shopping spree underway. I am here with Joshua and Leonardo, their friends. So, Joshua, tell us about what you're shopping for.
I'm shopping for some Nerf guns and clothes, and my friend Leonardo is also shopping from the same Nerf guns that we have. And we're gonna buy more stuff more Nerf guns or Orby guns, mostly close too.
That's really cool. Your cart looks almost full so far. I'm going to come over to you, Leonardo. So if you can talk about what you like about this event.
I love that it brings the community together and I can see my friends one more time. Also the fact that some kids, they can't have sometimes a Christmas present, so they get to buy their own. That's the best part of it.
That is the best part of it. I'll let you two continue shopping. I know you have lots more you want to get. I am also here with Senior Lead Officer Kenny Sanchez from the LAPD. If you can talk about why it's so important to have this event.
It's very important. As you can see, the kids' faces, everyone's here is happy. But first off, we want to thank everyone that came together. We have Felix Chevrolet, great donation. We have Brad from Honda of downtown LA, that awesome donation. And our local Balaka, Harry, he's hiding back there. But he made this happen because of his 501c3, so put this all together. But this wouldn't be happening without Target. So as you can see, these kids are just, it's amazing. This is a great event.
It is. Thank you so much for talking to us, Officer Sanchez, and thank you so much for highlighting the community collaboration that really brings this event all together every year. The kids are so excited. It really does bring holiday cheer. I'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Coco. Now let's turn to meteorologist Star Harvey. What kind of weather do we have up ahead?
Well, Susan, I don't think we'll be complaining. As we roll into another week here in December, our temperatures are going to be warming up more than likely like today. Here's a live view of Santa Monica right behind me. Gorgeous conditions to finish our evening here. We are expected to mostly be under clear conditions. We do have some fog showing up on our models across portions of the Inland Empire. Otherwise, it is not too bad out there. So less fog overnight for most of us as we do roll over into the start of our week here. Temperatures are expecting to warm through at least the first half of this week, and then we are looking at a chance for some rain to arrive Christmas week. Yesterday we hit 71 degrees. Today we came up a little bit more with our highs in the 70s, and our normal is usually at 67 degrees, so slightly above where we are typically at. We're going to see more of that as we do roll into, again, the start of this week. 54 degrees outside right now in the LA area. We are under calm winds pushing out of the north right now, and outside of LA it's still pretty mild across some of the area. I'm going to say across Palm Springs we got 62 degrees down there, a lot chillier up towards Fraser Park, going up towards the 5 corridor there. 49 in Santa Barbara, 59 in Santa Monica, and Big Bear you're at 28 degrees. You are going to drop a little bit more getting into your lows tonight. Expect to be in the low to mid 20s. Up in Victorville we're expecting to be in the upper 30s for your lows, and Lancaster, Palmdale, Quartz Hills, Acton, pretty much a big portion of the Antelope Valley. Going to see temperatures just right above that sub-freezing mark. Across our coastline, temperatures dropping into the 40s and 50s for your lows. Now, we have seen continuously over the last several days a storm track off to the Pacific Northwest. Because of how our jet stream is positioned, it continues to just pump all of that moisture into the area. Now, the storm track is expected to stay that way across most of this week. It's when we arrive at next weekend that we start to see some of that energy sagging down into our region. We are again with models indicating they are starting to come more together. We're talking at least 3 of our models indicating that as early as the 23rd of this month through the 26th, that does include Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, we could potentially see a chance for some wet weather rolling through here. We are also anticipated to be warmer as we do push towards Christmas week. Shooting for a high of 80 degrees tomorrow across LA, and we will stay warm at least through the first half of this week. Back to you.
An update now on the Brown University shooting story. The man earlier detained as a person of interest will be released tonight because the evidence apparently no longer supports keeping him detained. That's what officials said tonight. Now let's take a look at what's coming up in sports.
Good evening, I'm Gerard Monterey. Rams punched their ticket to the postseason, taking down the Lions, while the Chargers in the Chiefs' chances, boasting their own in frigid Kansas City. We've got the highlights from both battles coming up. And the Lakers have a battle of their own, a wild one against the Suns. We'll show you how it all went down coming up next in sports. But first, tonight's Spectrum Sports poll question. Rams became the first team in the NFC to punch their ticket to the postseason. How far will they go? Wildcard game, divisional game, NFC Championship game, or Super Bowl 60? Head to foxla.com/vote and cast your vote. Results coming up at the end of sports.
Fox 11 Sports Desk, sponsored by Spectrum. A connection built for everywhere. That's life unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Welcome back. Rams kicking off their 5-day gauntlet, which will most likely determine their playoff standing for the postseason. Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff renewing their trade rivalry as the Rams hosting the Detroit Lions, Stafford's former team. This showdown, the first challenge before the Rams head up north to Seattle this week to face the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football with the division on the line. The league's two highest scoring squads lighting up the scoreboard at SoFi this afternoon. Opening drive for the Rams looking good until Matt Stafford's pass picked off by Aiden Hutchinson, and he's going the other way. 58 yards before finally being taken down at the 17. That set up a Goff touchdown connection to Amon-Ra St. Brown. A play later, Lions up 7-0, and they kept it going. Now leading 17-14 and driving again before the half. Goff on target to Jameson Williams for a 31-yard TD, and it is literally a Detroit track meet in the Rams end zone for the celebration. Rams fight back, though, trailing 24-20 in the third. They come out of the locker room on fire, trying to retake the lead here. Stafford, a beauty to Colby Parkinson, and he'll come down with the catch. It's called a touchdown, and after review, the call stands up. Rams lead 27-24. They would put together a string of 20 unanswered points to lead 34-27. They need more, and Stafford to Parkinson one more time. 368 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick for Stafford. Lions would score again, but it wouldn't be enough. Rams finish the day with a 41-34 victory and clinch a playoff berth. But also, all the eyes already focused on the huge game Thursday night in Seattle.
You know, I mean, I don't even know how many hours we got till we play again. But, yeah, I mean, that's the hardest part. You know, obviously, big-time opponent, going on the road, at their place, difficult, you know, scheme, bunch of great players on that side. So it'll be a huge challenge whether we were playing Sunday, Monday, Thursday, whatever day of the week. But just trying to get our bodies turned over and you know, be as fresh as we can on Thursday.
It's great to be able to punch a ticket to the playoffs. That's obviously always a goal, is to be able to give yourself a chance to play extra games after those 17 that you're guaranteed. But I love this football team, and I'm excited, you know, about being able to start the preparation for Seattle. Our guys are starting recovery right now, and what a hell of a challenge we have coming up on Thursday.
But not all good news for the Rams today. During the fourth quarter, Devontae Adams going down right here, running a route with a non-contact hamstring injury. He fell to the ground, stayed there for some time before walking to the locker room. His status for Thursday in Seattle will be determined later. Not looking good as of today. Chargers in Kansas City facing the Chiefs, who are trying to avoid elimination. Casey's opening drive and Andy Reid's offense going 68 yards. Patrick Mahomes finishing with a 12-yard keeper. KC would eventually go up 13-3. Bolts respond, though, in the final seconds of the half. Justin Herbert throwing a wobbly duck, but it finds Keandre Lambert-Smith for the touchdown, and the Chargers trail by just 3 at the break. They would take the lead with a pair of field goals, and so the Chiefs' season is on the line late in the fourth. Disaster here as Mahomes goes down awkwardly on the incomplete pass. He would leave the game what has been confirmed as a torn ACL. Enter Gardner Minshew, trying to bring some late-game heroics in for Kansas City, but Derwin James Jr. will pick him off, ending the threat. Chargers win 16-13, improving to 10-4. Chiefs will miss the playoffs for the first time since 2014. Lakers and Phoenix meeting for the second time in 2 weeks. 14 days ago at the Crypt, the Suns scorched the Lake Show on their home hardwood as the visitors shot 57% from the floor for the entire game. Today's matchup in the Valley of the Sun with plenty of theatrics. Pick it up in the third, tied at 64. Dillon Brooks, the infamous LeBron James antagonist, goes up for the shot. Brown is there for the contest. No basket, but Brooks seems to slap the ball back at Braun, and that sets him off. LBJ issued a technical foul after letting the refs know how he felt about it. Show goes on. Lakers went up by as many as 20 on a 24-0 run, but the Suns claw back in it to make it a 2-point game. Marcus Smart rejected, shooting early in the shot clock. The other way they go. Devin Booker misses the 3, but the ball kicks back out to Brooks, who knocks down the triple. Suns take a 1-point lead, 113, and then Brooks does this, bumps LeBron on purpose. So he receives a second tech of the game, and he's ejected. Braun would miss the technical free throw, so the Lakers down 1 in the final seconds. Luka gives up the shot to Braun, who is fouled right here by Devin Booker, shooting for 3. So LBJ would go to the line. He would miss the first, make the second, and knock down the third. Lakers up 115-114. Suns with the final opportunity here. Grayson Allen, a three-point shooter shot, is blocked by Braun. Foul is called, but it is on the Suns as the free throws would end this one. Crazy finish. Circus game, and the Lakers survive in Phoenix 116-114 the final. Finally, results to our Spectrum Sports poll question of the night. Rams became the first team in the NFC to punch their ticket to the postseason. How far will they go? Wild card game, divisional game, NFC championship, or Super Bowl 60? 84% of you are believing tonight after the win over Detroit. The Rams are going to be playing at Levi's in November. All right, that is your Sunday Night Sports. We've got more news after the break.
Fox 11 Entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino.
In entertainment news, we have a new #1 at the box office, but it's not new to the position.
Leadership is the cornerstone of success.
No, carrots! Beautiful!
You want to put bad guys away?
Ow! Stop pulling my ears, stop pulling my ears. Never pull a bunny's ears.
Zootopia 2 is back in the #1 spot at the box office this weekend. The film brought in $26.3 million in its third week in North American theaters. Last week's #1 move, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, slipped to second place with $19.5 million, 1 week after debuting at #1. Rounding out the top 3, Wicked for Good earned $8.5 million in its fourth weekend. The 2026 Sundance Film Festival will mark its final year in Park City, Utah, before moving to Boulder, Colorado in 2027. This year's lineup, released this week, featured 90 films, including star-studded premieres with Jenna Ortega, Natalie Portman, and Ethan Hawke. The festival will honor founder Robert Redford, who passed away in September. Sundance kicks off in just under 2 months. Here's what's coming up soon to Yamava.
Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. You in?
A live look out at LAX this morning. We do show some cloud cover up there, but nothing compared to some of that fog we had yesterday. Gorgeous, dry conditions. It will be chilly depending on where you are, especially across some of our deserts out for our lows tonight. Otherwise, we make a beautiful rebound to start this week. We will have a warming